and welcome. Great that you join us today. I'm super excited that we are talking with and about one of the largest Northern European digitization pioneers in the manufacturing industry. So one of the challenges of a seamless customer experience from one of the largest manufacturers of high-quality abrasives, tools and polishes, as well as complete sanding solutions. Let me briefly introduce our speakers. Welcome, Sana Repo. Sana will join us in the Q&A live session. In her role as Global Manager at Mirka, Sana is responsible for the channels and marketplace activities. Sana indeed knows both sides of the world, having spent many years driving major digitization initiatives in various roles at IBM and other global players. So who could offer us better insights than Sana? At her side is Taisia Kann, Principal at KPS. Welcome.
Thank you.
I think I could say when it comes to a successful UX, no one can fool you.
True.
Taisia leads several KPS project initiatives and has in-depth UX know-how in B2C and B2B. Before the expert talk will start, just a quick word on the housekeeping. Today's session is streamed. Sana and Taisia will be available afterwards live in the Q&A session. We look forward to your questions in the Zoom chat, which you're welcome to post already during the session. And now enjoy the exciting talk. See you again at the Q&A.
Okay, multiple boats. So are you sailing or are you going to, or are you just...
Yes, I'm sailing and I also have motorboat. So yes, it depends on the weather and the feeling as well.
Yeah, so it's
Hey
like
guys,
it's.
we're live now.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we need to stop talking about perks of living in Finland. Coming back to Dortmund, Sana, nice to have you here. Yeah, as obviously I'm working for Mirka project. I know what Mirka is about, but I don't think everyone does. You are very well known as producing sanders and abrasives, but I don't think everyone knows what abrasives are about. So could you tell us more about the brand and the customers and how do you work?
Yeah, well, our product line is really designed for automotive industry, boat industry, transportation and precision industries, and we are making the solutions so that when you need to do the, let's say that, like for instance, wood or furniture or anything, that the surface needs to be beautiful. So we have the methods and we have the tools and we have the abrasives to do the sanding and polishing so that it's marvelous like this. And so we are dedicated to the finish, and this is Finnish origin, and we are working globally. We are working in, I think, more than 100 countries, and we have 18 subsidiaries. And our route to market is through partners, through distributors, through dealers, to like all kinds of businesses who are reselling our products. And the end customers can be like high-end, let's say, car manufacturers and let's say the boat manufacturers and so on.
But also probably some people who
also
have like small companies.
Yes, detailers and those who are really like do-it-yourself, like homeowners or renovators and so on. Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, cool. So we know something about your customers, but I mean, when they buy your products, your distributors and your customers, do you think they expect the same experience when they shop online, like privately, or is there kind of major differences in these experiences?
When thinking about that, from an end customer perspective, they have different demands compared to our distributor network. Our distributors, of course, they want to make money with our products, so they are more like asking that what kind of a content is needed so that we can create jointly proper campaigns and ensuring that the products are well presented and it makes sense for the end customers to purchase those goods from our partners. And then also that the purchasing needs to be easy so that they can easily do their purchasing from us.
So it's more or less that you're empowering your network to sell to the end customers at the same time that you make your end customers, like informing and doing all this classical awareness and decision journey.
Throughout these decades, we built a partner ecosystem, and they are really representing us in the field. So our sales force is jointly working with our distributors together, ensuring that the end customers will get what they need with the right kind of methods and so on.
So at some point, you have help through this network, but on the other point, you have like a little contact with your end customers. So that's so there is like not so much possibility to influence this directly what they experience there.
Yeah, in the traditional world, yes, that's it has been really, let's say, it's hard work to have the end customer relationships at the same time together with the partners. So yes. But in this time of being online, hopefully it's easier. But of course that takes some new work, new efforts, new thinking.
Yeah, so when we're talking about customers and their expectations and this, okay, we've been to digital channels. Yeah, so the digital channels are kind of changing the way you're working. And I mean, it is clearly been a priority for retail and other customer-facing and customer-centered industries like telecommunications to create the digital touch points and to create the digital customer journey. Do you think it's the same important now in the manufacturing industry? Are you coming there, or is it something that Mirka is like very special about? It's
in our core. We want to be customer centric. We really are making all the efforts that we are putting our customers in the center. But as you know, many of the manufacturing companies are, let's say, quite product orientated. So that is a shift that we're doing at the same time. So when being online, it's all about being relevant to our customers, to our partner network, making things possible and making the information that what we have, making it meaningful for our partners and end customers as well. So
you have to work with like very different target groups at the same time, and on the other point, like you're investing like heavily in digitalization of touch points right now. Is it something that is like happening all over the industry, or is it
I would say that all the companies are doing somewhat the similar work. They might have a different philosophy in there, but I would say that yes, it's happening everywhere.
So what about Mirka's philosophy on and culture in digitalization? I mean, how is it making digital products in an industrial, like product-centric organization?
It's hard work. First, it's the mindset. Mindset needs to be changed a bit from that product orientation to the customer-centric. That's one thing. Then the other thing is that it has a quite high impact to the leadership, like how do we manage and lead our teams and the actions that we need to do. And that takes, again, the needed skills. And when doing the traditional business, like without these online channels, I think we have been mastering really well. We have been growing all the time.
Yeah,
but now with the
obviously you're in 100 countries now, like.
But when talking about digitalization and being online 24/7, that means that we need to have new skills on the house. So we need to build either from the current existing, let's say, resources what we have, with new thinking, new insights, new measures, new leadership, new ways of working, and a lot of cooperation between different departments and so on. And this is something that I think all of the, let's say, manufacturing companies and many others also have been struggling with, because the culture is still quite brutal in many cases, that when you're used to do something, it's hard to learn away from those things that has been working earlier. But in a digital world, everything is connected.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also you're selling, you're saying different departments and so on. So I'm immediately in my head there is like a picture of in agile ways of working. So we're working like in teams, taking things together, like connecting the dots. And on the other point, there are people, like that's my department, that's your department. And I think the change of a culture, which is kind of necessary to, to come from one to another, is it's tremendous. It's like something that you cannot do in 2 months or even in 2 years.
No. It's like to understand the partner or customer journeys first, but then that has an impact also. That okay, so let's go and look our processes, end-to-end processes, and quite many of those processes are done partly manually. So the systems haven't been necessarily working from the, let's say, customer-centric perspective. But now it's a demand. When you're doing business online, you need to have those, when talking about the touch points, when you're talking about the operations really, of course the systems needs to support that so that you can start measuring the throughput, you can start optimizing it. But first you need to build the base. And then you mentioned the agile ways of working. It's all about that two-way IT, like how you combine your legacy systems together with the cloud systems, and how you work together in an extended team in a way that it makes sense for all of those different parties in there. And then that makes there's an impact to the organizational structure and the ways of working there. Then how do we ensure that all of our countries are doing the right kind of things at the right time, and ensuring that that the requirements from the end customer and partner perspective are met. So different ways of working, different measures there, really to understand whether we call it infinity loop or funnel thinking or so, but really what needs to be done now to create awareness, to help in the consideration phase, to help the partners and customers to make their purchase, and then how do you do the after sales, and how do you support, how do you engage, how do you connect and engage in a way that people want to do business also in the later stages, online and also face to face.
Yeah, because I mean, it's in a way it's omni-channel always, because you always connect to an organization in different touch points, face to face or customer service or online channel, and it's like it needs to work together all together. And I think you talked about people in the countries and so on. So I think it's also kind of it's probably a challenge from a change management perspective. So changing the ways people work and people think in a way, but also probably from the speed perspective, isn't it? Because
yes.
Online work in the world
online work is things are happening so fast. So you need to, first of all, to visualize that. You need to see that what's happening. In a traditional business, it's something that it's happening there in certain pace, and things are happening really well. But since it's not that transparent, it has a different tone in there, how you manage your teams and the actions also. But now with the online business, of course, you need to have the needed data inputs to use that data for better decision making, and really to understand what's going on. So what's working, what doesn't work, and how does it impact to the teams in the countries, in marketing, in sales, in customer service, and also to the management side. Like how do we ensure that the quality is there, and things are not failing, or that they need to be robust, they need to work. Yeah. Otherwise it's bad customer experience.
I feel it's a good thing to talk about data, like data-based decisions, because also the whole, this way of working where you iterate on products, where you try to learn about products, collect the data, try to understand there is a difference between assumption and knowledge, and make a decision differently. That's something like it's quite obvious for people who work on digital products already, but I mean to bring in a traditional organizations, that's probably a challenge.
Oh yes, and definitely. I would say that this is not only concerning us, but many industries, many different organizations, that even though that we are using the same systems all in our countries, but still that the way that they are using the systems, they can use the different, let's say, data fields for different purposes, even though that they are gaining the similar end result, but they are using the systems differently. That means then that there is quite a lot of, let's say, standardization needed. And then we're talking about the change management. Are you willing to change your behaviors, the ways of working? Because it's already working really well in your country.
And people probably proud of what they built in their country.
Of course, and they all have been doing really successful business. So there's the question that why should we change? Why should we standardize this? Because this is already working for us. And that takes some wooing and ensuring and encouraging and all that kind of work that let's go this through, because otherwise those, let's say, B2B commerce systems or any other online channels, they will not work accordingly if all of our countries are using the back-end systems totally different way.
Yeah, thank you, Sanna. I think I could have talked to you like for hours and hours, but our time is a bit limited. Thank you for coming to us from Finland, and I hope we can have some more time to chat like after the recording. And
thank you for having me. This has been really lovely to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Taisia. Thank you, Sanna. Sanna joined us via Zoom, and Taisia is still with us in our beautiful KPS Design Center in Dortmund.
Hello.
Hi, Sanna. Hi, Sanna. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. We have a lot of questions already. So what about starting? Are you ready, ladies?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we are.
Great. Okay, the first question. What are the biggest challenges when going through the change from a product-driven to a customer-driven company?
It's to understand the customer journey, partner journeys, and then to do the change that, okay, what is needed in different, let's say, customer journey steps. So in those decision-making steps, in a traditional business, you have had different ways to impact to those, but now being online, we need to have different focuses, and definitely the approach needs to be different. It cannot be from me to you, it needs to be outside in. So always being valuable in each of those steps.
I think also it is interesting in the process of developing the new products or the new digital products. It's like you need to learn from your customers, and you need to be humble to understand that you don't know your customer as well as you always thought you do, because there are still things that might be different, and there are still things that you need to ask. And so this humble mindset is something also which is not easy to adopt, I guess.
No.
Okay, thank you. How long did it take to figure out the customer journeys for your partners and for the end customer?
We started that several years ago, that like mapping the customer journeys, and we're still doing that. So it's I think that's never-ending story. So I would say that at least 5 years. But then, but even before that, I think there has been some customer journey mapping done already, but in a smaller sequences and so in smaller sites.
I think it's also, like as I said, it's a learning process. So you never learn to the end. You always have something to figure out. The journeys themselves change, the customers change.
Yeah, of course. And how do you measure your success?
We have the traditional measures there. The one major KPI is, of course, the revenue, and then also the wallet share and let's say, number of new partners, new customers, and those are not changing really. But then when think about the measuring the customer success and being successful online, there of course we have different measures. We're implementing a customer effort score there, and NPS and customer satisfaction scores and so on. So those will be indicating also that how well are we doing the journey all in all.
It is also, I mean, you also have a possibility to measure more when you're online. You just have more control about the journey because people are on your website and not doing their decision somewhere else. So you can be more accurate in what you're measuring and how you use the data. But it's also something that is getting to be more complex because you don't have like only 2 or 3 scores. You have lots of them, and you need to make a system of how they work together.
Mm-hmm. Do you collect feedback from your customers on a regular basis so that you can continuously?
Yes, we do. We have the possibility for our partners is to give their feedback online, but there's also our countries are sending the surveys frequently, like let's say bi-monthly or once a quarter, just to get the pulse from them and what's the look and feel. And then we also have the interviews.
Yeah, also during the development of one of the portals, we had scheduled this regular interviews to make sure that the design process is made lean, so that we design things and get the feedback for the things and then redesign them, and that's everything before we even got live with the first page. So we already had like quite a lot of understanding of what people may want and what maybe were not the best decisions and so on.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to add other interesting insights for our participants?
When thinking about the whole journey, please take a look at your current data, the data quality. It's the key that when think about the like online business all in all, and what data of the products can you get, and how what's the quality of that product data or your account data, or the things that they need to do there within the let's say ordering process or end-to-end processes. It's really important that you go through your data first to understand that what's the data quality, and please improve that first before starting the journey, because otherwise you need to go back and start fixing it, and that takes a lot of additional time and resources. So when sitting here today now and thinking about the ways that what should have we done differently, we should have done that first, to go through our data and to do some sort of validation of the data quality, because then the project would have been much more smoother and faster as well. But those are the things that you'll learn when you're doing.
Questions from the discussion participants. First of all, it's great to see a former colleague in this great format. Love to Taisia. When introducing direct-to-customer e-business, there's often some friction discussions with dealers.
Yes.
Did this happen in your situation too? And how did you handle that multi-challenge?
We are currently, yes, we have, of course, we have had those similar discussions from the start. But now, at the moment, we are selling through our partners only, and the portal that we have designed and which is out already, it's for partners only. Of course, the plans are that we will also open up our own, let's say, direct web shop, which is then open to all kinds of customers, end users, consumers, and so on. But that means that then we are representing there our it's our normal business, like a route to market, to offer the products, whether it's directly or through our partners. And we have a plan also to interlock with our partners, so that if the end customer wants, he can go back to our partners and purchase their goods. So, and that is something that it's basically in our core. And some of the products are something that it's only for them, like, let's say, consumers and so on. And there is a smaller variety of the products there. And let's see that how what's the plan for that is. But we're not jeopardizing our, let's say, pricing structures or anything there because of that. Because our partners are already selling online, so it's up to the end customer to decide where they want to buy.
So also quite a lot of discussions on this topic, and I think so we have figured out more or less the first draft on how we want to do that. So the plan is basically to start in a market and to see how does it influence the whole network, and just to learn from it and to pivot and to understand on how to change the whole drivers in the direct channel and in the channels through the partners. Mm-hmm. So learning, being brave.
Yeah, as always. Okay, Mark specified. Sana already mentioned some of them, like CRM data, revenue, clicks, etc. We have made the experience that there are often too many data silos to connect them with the CX data collected.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yeah, we are currently working on it actually. So on how to connect all this data and how to make it usable at all, and how to make it usable in the whole organization. So we are currently running a side project on this with Mirka together.
Perfect. Ladies, time is running out, unfortunately. A big thank you to Sana and to Taisia for your expertise, time, and valuable insights. We have truly learned a lot today. And the last thank you to you, dear viewers. We would also like to say goodbye as we are heading towards the summer break. We've prepared valuable content for you over the last few months and are now looking forward to recharging our batteries. We at KPS wish you a wonderful and relaxing summer. I've already put on my running shoes to train for our KPS summer run. See you soon.